Well, hello and welcome back to Module 4 Review Project. It's the project that started on page 223 of your textbook. And in previous videos, we worked our way from step 1 through step 12. Now we're going to do what might seem as a review, but only different. It's the step number 13. We're going to use the report wizard to create a report based on the supplier table and its related products. In the navigation pane on the left-hand side, we're going to start with the supplier table selected. Do not open it, just one left click will do it. One left click to select the supplier table, and then go to the Create tab. And then within the Create tab, we're going to use the Report Wizard, and we start with the supplier table. Okay, so what does the author want? He wants the supplier ID. Well, we'll take one of those. And the company, one of those. Then the city field. Is that right? Supplier ID, company, then city field. He's throwing me a curveball here. Then the category. Why would he do this? I don't know. Then the contact first. Contact last. And then the phone field, but it had to be in that order, okay? So the weird one is the category is stuck between the city and the first name of the contact. Is whatever. It's what the user asked for, right? And then we go to the product table, and in the product table we want the product ID, then the product name, and then the price and the units, and that's it. Then we go to the next tab, and of course we have a primary and then a secondary level. That's good. And in the next one it says do not add any additional grouping levels. Okay, so this particular pane, the one that's marked adding of any grouping levels, we're going to bypass that one. Choose next. But we are going to add some detail sorting. Okay, we're going to sort by the product ID. In ascending order. That's good. Then we'll go to the next. And we're going to choose the outline layout. And in the portrait orientation, good. And then we'll choose next. And the object's name will be products by supplier. Okay, so you're probably going to end up changing the report very soon. So let's go straight to modify the report's design and choose finish. So that's item 13. That concludes item 13. Step 14, change the report title to look like products by supplier. Okay. Okay, and then in addition to that, we're going to apply the ion theme to this. Okay, so here again, right? If you had trouble and you struggled the last time you did a theme, okay, here's another chance. Let's not make any mistakes here. First things first, right click and save our item, okay? Then we're going to choose themes. All right, and you see where the primary theme is the office one. Then look to the right of that, and that's ion. Notice, just hover. Don't select it, just hover. Where it says ion is used by product data also. That's because we did that many steps ago. Simply right-click right here. Right-click this one, and make sure we apply the theme to this object only. Apply the theme to this object only. Left click there. Okay, and you want to save your work, right? Click on save. And then let's go back. Remember how we checked the last time? We opened up the design view of supplier details. Remember that? Apply supplier details. And notice the difference in the font shapes and sizes between the supplier details, okay, and products by supplier. Even if you're just looking at the background in the header section, all right, you can see the difference. Okay. Okay, so that takes care of us through step number 15. Number 16, it reads, resize and reposition the following object in the layout view, and then scroll through the report to make sure everything fits. Okay. I have to change my page and notes. This one's going to take a few minutes. There we go. We're going to resize the title so that the text of the title is fully displayed. So I'm going to select the title, and that's the first one. B, move the product name field and field value box to the right a bit. Be sure not to move them too far so that the longest product name was set. Okay. Product field and product name box, move them to the right a bit. Okay, so I think what we're doing here is oh, I'm not even in layout view, so let's change that. Okay, right click and go to layout view. Okay, so I'm going to select the product name and the product name title. I'm going to shrink them from the right because I know there's plenty of room there. And then I'm going to use the pointer that looks like a compass. All right, 4 points of a compass. I'm going to left click and hold. I'm going to drag to the right, and you'll notice that as you move your cursor from left to right, the border of this thing doesn't shift with you. You have to guess. Then when you release your cursor, you'll notice everything moved. Then I'm going to select the product ID and the product ID label, and I'm going to expand those a bit so that the label of product ID, the label, can fully show. So that's A, B, and C. Okay, item D, move the price field label to the left so that the right side of the field label aligns with the right side of the field value below it. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing here. The problem is that the price, okay, is left justified. Therefore, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll shrink that. I'll move it to the left. And I'm going to expand units per case. Okay, and the units per case move to the right a bit. Now, if you want to take the data for the units per case, and if you want to move that a little to the left, that's fine. Item F, it says select the field value boxes, not the labels, the field values for the 4 fields, and move the 4 field values to the left until their left edges align roughly with the word supplier in the title. Okay, let's go to the top of this thing. So what the author wants me to do is take these 3, 1, 2, 3, oh, these 4, and I'm going to move them to the left a little bit. Thankfully, so that they align with the S. Okay, let's save our work and go to print preview. That's not how I would build a report. However, that's pretty much what the author asked for. Notice you can see the product ID. You can see all of the product name. You can see all of the price. I disagree with the fact that the price is hanging out past to the right side. Maybe I'll just fix that because that's what I would do. I'm going to take price just by itself. And I'm going to move the E of price until it's hanging out on top of the last digit. There we go. The E of price is now sitting on the $1 mark for these. All right. And I'm in print preview. Yeah, I think that's going to look a little better. And then you scroll through and you make sure that everybody can read all of the fields. Now this is not 100% representative of your report, right? Because, well, someday more data will be added to your data set. And you might have to do this again. All right, so I'm going to close print preview and I'm going to save and I'm going to close the report. So that brings us for step number 16. We'll pick it up in number 17 in the next video.